And what a solemn Saturday it is. Hello there and welcome to Prime Insight. We are in the second day of National Mourning declared by President John Dramani Mahama. It's all because of that unfortunate news that we've heard of, that our former First Lady Nana Konadu Agyeman Rawlings is no longer with us. A sad reality it is for us, knowing that we'll no longer see those beautiful smiles and how she graces most of our national events with lots of joy. But of course, the Lord knows best, and all we can say here on Prime Insight is that our condolences and heartfelt messages are going out to the Rawlingses this morning as we mourn the passing of our former First Lady, Nana Konadu Agyeman Rawlings. But it's another Saturday morning again. Welcome to Prime Insight. Don't forget that we're also going to be looking at her legacy and what type of a woman she was and how she contributed to Ghana's development. That will feature here on Prime Insight as I tell you about my guest shortly. So don't you worry, we'll relive those moments again with the former First Lady in mind. But to the topical issues that were trending for the week, we know that Parliament has resumed its activities, which means that this will be by far the final seating or meeting in the 2025 meetings that we're having in Parliament. That will mean that, of course, government business for the year will be grinding to a halt shortly, but it's not without drama in Parliament, because the minority is back now in the fray with a lot more pressure, checking government and making sure that some of the promises are upheld. And that includes one key and controversial bill that has got to do with the Family Values Bill, the Anti-LGBT bill as we know it. Now there's a call in Parliament by some MPs who are saying that, look, let's reintroduce this law and let's, of course, just as the NDC was pro it during opposition, now's the time for President Mahama to sign into law an anti-LGBTQ bill. But will that happen? And what's been the position of the majority? They say that President Akufo-Addo missed a beautiful opportunity with a bill that was already passed. It's stoking a lot of controversy in Parliament, and the floor has been divided on this matter. We'll hear from some members of Parliament who've been pushing that bill again, once more making the attempt for us to consider that as a law in Parliament. And would it be necessary as of now as a country for us to revisit such a matter? All of that will be coming up here on Prime Insight, but we've also got our eyes on the Office of the Special Prosecutor, because this week there was a very, very interesting revelation from the Office of the Special Prosecutor. All this while, we knew, and we've always been aware, that the Office of the Special Prosecutor has filed an Interpol alert putting the former Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta on stop list. It appears that the extradition process has not started, and that's because the Attorney General's Department says it is awaiting dockets from the Office of the Special Prosecutor. And the OSP is now coming out to reveal to us now that the processes are not complete 8 months down the line. So many questions are emerging on that, and even about the relevance itself of the Office of the Special Prosecutor. Should we dissolve the office or should we keep that as a nation? All of those questions will be answered here by my guest, plus my in-studio audiences who will be having their bite at some of the key issues that we have for you this morning. So be my guest. If you're watching us online, or probably you're streaming us as well, welcome to Prime Insight. I'm Blessed Sogah, and of course, I will be getting into the matters shortly. But first, what I want us to do is just to take a look once more down memory lane and to hear some of the voices that are pouring out for our former First Lady Nana Konadu Agyeman Rawlings.
Several mourners gathered at the family home of the late former First Lady Nana Konadu Agyeman Rawlings. The grief among those present was palpable as they consoled the bereaved family. Former President of Liberia, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, expressed that Nana Konadu was like a family to her.
Almost like family, because I've had the opportunity to come to her in a family setting, to sit with them and talk with them. I'm particularly blessed that her daughter, the oldest one, is one of our major women leaders that we look to for the potential of her leadership in the future.
Other dignitaries, including Education Minister Haruna Idrisu and Attorney General Dominic Ayeni, stated that Nana Konadu's legacy cannot be underestimated.
Her organization, the 31st December Women's Movement, played in the enactment of one of the most transformative laws, in the social history of this country. And that is the interstate succession, law, PNDC law 111, which is still the governing law on intestacy. And intestacy is the situation where somebody dies without a will. And that law has affected, in a very positive way, the lives, of women in particular, where their husbands have died intestate.
Incredibly shocking, but naturally to be accepted. God does what he wills. Nana Konadu Agyeman Rawlings, stalwart and founding member of the National Democratic Congress. She played her part. She contributed immensely in the very formative and struggling years of the NDC as a party. Today, the party have birthed two presidents.
Later in the day, a large number of members of parliament visited the family home to pay their respects following the passing of the former First Lady. Both the majority and minority leaders expressed their condolences.
We had assembled to work when we received the message that our chairperson was unable to join us because she had an emergency. And so that got us very worried. What was the nature of the emergency? So we decided that given that our chairperson had an emergency, we had to postpone the meeting. Later in the day, we saw reportage on social media and later by some traditional media houses regarding what the emergency was. We did not believe it. We were shocked. And so we could not even really sit in the house yesterday.
Yamamino wababe sum oman Ghana. Sa First Lady Ekwenyano oma emu yedu. Obi adi wan dance yesusano yate Beijing conference no ni emba no kan emba asem ne duku a obo oche emba said ye be ya ye be kata ye no friend to ma am gidi say emba bebre su bibi efri no.
The national chairman of the NDC, Johnson Nketia, emphasized that Nana Konadu played a crucial role in the formation of the party.
NDC, Mameno, a canon yeti NDC Kuno. Rooms actually a party for Friday. By his level, hardly, he wouldn't say, or canon yeti Kuno.
Former Presidents Nana Akufo-Addo and John Ejekunkofo also visited the bereaved family to express their condolences. For Joy News, Fatau Bayaga, Accra. Several mourners gathered at the family home of the late former First Lady Nana Konadu.
an infectious smile there of former First Lady. May her soul rest in peace. Let me tell you about my guests for today. Janet Nabila is the leader of the People's National Party. She's joining us in studio this morning. Then we have lawyer Wayo Ganamanti, who's the 2024 running mate of the Convention People's Party, CPP. And then we have, joining us via Zoom, MP for Gushegu, the Honorable Hassan Tampoli. Let me say good morning to all of you. It's not really a good morning because we're still in that state of national mourning. And Janet, I should start with you because the former First Lady inspired a lot of women across the country, and losing her has not been an easy news for all of us.
Let me greet you, greet my brother, and then your viewers this morning. It is very sad. Ghana, we are mourning, especially the women of Ghana. I remember the last State of the Nation's address. She was there. Yeah. And then they had to mention all other people, like forgot about her, and later on came back. So this made me so angry. I had to take to my Facebook page, and I gave it to both that time Nana Konadu and the Speaker of Parliament. Right. I had to register my displeasure that wasn't a disrespect to her, but a disrespect to the husband who started the Fourth Republic. So it is true that when people are alive, let's protect them. We shouldn't wait for them to die before we come out to show our compassion towards them. So this is a woman who have fought for the women of this country. Because of this woman, now women can pick their toddlers, toddlers to drop them at a daycare center and then to go to work. The kindergarten thing came about with the 31st December Women's Movement. Right. And this woman was the brainchild behind it. This is a woman who should not be joked about. This is a woman that when she was alive, we should have praised and made the entire world to know that we appreciated her before her dying. But we waited for her to die, and we are now coming up with all these good things that she did. Look, I remember I went to one of her book lunch at Labadi Beach Hotel. It takes a woman. After listening to this woman, I said, I will have to get out of my comfort zone of these women organizers' positions that we usually contest to go for a general secretary. Because if this woman could do it, I, Janet, can even do this thing. So that was, it was. So she inspired you? Inspired me, and I went for the general secretaryship position, and I was able to win. In fact, when we talk about affirmative action, the affirmative action bill that was passed in Parliament, this woman is the brainchild behind it. Apart from the 1995 that she took a delegation to Beijing, that wasn't all. She has been following up with this bill until it passage. When Nana, what is it, Oti Kojaba was there. In fact, there was no any affirmative action conference that this woman would not go and give her contribution. So the affirmative action bill that they took to Parliament and passed, this woman is the brainchild behind everything. And today we have an affirmative action bill that a president refused to implement. But it's okay, we have the bill. We pray that the next president that will come will be a woman, to be able to have the willpower to implement the affirmative action, give 30% representation to the women of this country, so that the soul of this woman will rest in perfect peace.
How would you want her to be remembered? You're talking, for instance, about the affirmative action bill. Is that one of the surest ways of remembering her, or we should consider something much more beyond the implementation?
I think we should consider something, because this woman was a brainchild behind our democracy today. Look, it is women who make the decisions that you see. When a woman is a bad woman, you will see it having a repercussion in the husband's life. So when the husband agreed to go into a constitutional rule, this woman was a brainchild behind it. I know very well that when bad things happen, they attribute it to women, but when there are good things, they don't want to associate it to women. But I think that this woman deserves the best. We have to celebrate her beyond just looking at how she impacted in the lives of women. We should celebrate her beyond that. And as for the NDC, I think that they already have part of this woman, I mean Zenato, who is now with them. And I think that the best thing that can happen to this country is for one day
Yeah.
It's for one day for Zenato to become the, what do I even say?
The president, maybe?
No, yes, to become the flag bearer and subsequently president under the NDC regime. Okay. Because this is a lady who is a very transparent person, very compassionate. Yeah. We talk about somebody who doesn't want corruption free. There is one person that I can vouch my life for in the NDC that person is corruption free, and that is Zenato. So this is a very, I don't know why the youth are not even tilting towards her. It pains me and makes me to realize that most youth are not even interested in the right thing. They want people who can be able to amass wealth and give them some. It's not like they want this country to run well. Because if the NDC youth want this country to run well, they should have gotten up and fought for this Zenato to become a president.
You feel, well, I don't know if it's early enough to go into it, that Zenato should be doing a lot more
if we actually want this country to progress and go well, I think that the tenure of office of men should stop. We have tried them since 1992, and we have seen what they are made up of. And what they are made of is not what we want this country to run into. Isn't it enough that the NDC should stop producing men as presidential candidates, the MPP also? Oh, you don't see that. We have now seen different type of men and how they rule. And we have seen this Zenato. Look, I have gone for a program and I saw Zenato there, and they came, she organized a program. They were distributing things to people, and then they would pick the nicest ones to give to people who were members of parliament, ministers. She came in and
give it to the children.
Anything you pick, even if the person is a security officer, no matter who the person is, that's for the person. Don't be removing. You see the type of people that we need to be rulers. But you see, that's not how the people...
So you feel Zenato is not being celebrated enough?
No, she's not being celebrated. And they are not even trying to get nearer to her, because it's like some people fear corruption-free people. When you are a just person, people fear you. Have you seen her having any position in that party? You cannot be clean and get some positions in some particular political parties, because Zenato should have been the one that should have been celebrated if truly John Mahama wanted his government to be able to protect Ghanaians, pests, and other things. Zenato should have been the one in charge of all the ministers. He shouldn't even appoint her as a minister. She should put her in charge of all the ministers to supervise them to make sure that there is no corruption in this country. And this country would have run to wherever we want this country to run to. But that's not what is happening now.
Okay. Nana Poko is joining us this morning. Hello, Nana. You've been missed here on the show.
You see, me, I'm on an invite-only
basis.
You press the button of invite,
and then you show up.
Yeah,
you don't go to the party and invite.
If you don't invite me, I don't show up. So I was invited.
Yeah,
I'm here.
You enjoy the party most when you gate crash.
No. People like me, gate crashing becomes a problem, because then you now end up there and people start asking questions. We don't have his type of champagne. You understand? Some of us have fine taste. How are you?
I'm doing well, and it's good to have you this morning.
Thank you.
Let me come to council. I'll come to you shortly.
No problem.
To reflect on the life of our former First Lady. But you in the CPP, what's been that collective position? Because we've seen leading figures of all the political parties, pay their respects.
Can I say something small briefly, before you get to CPP? Do you know that from the beginning of October, 3 times I have seen Rawlings? Not like I'm sleeping. I tried to pick something. I saw him the first time, just watching the CPP party office. The eyes were red.
Wow.
So I thought he was angry with the NDC people. The second time, I saw him wearing a mufti with dark glasses. The third one with dark glasses. So I went and told Dr. Mahama, I've seen Rawlings in my dream 3 times. But the face wasn't looking nice.
Looking at the CPP office.
Good.
I don't know. That's good news.
Good.
I see.
That's a very good news. That's a very, very good news. So this is a Zenato linkage she's talking about.
Yeah.
I think Zenato rather should revise.
Yes.
Look at the history of this country and join the CPP.
You want Zenato to join?
And let's move.
We are going to.
And let's move.
Nkrumah is not CPP.
And let's move. You understand? It's very important to see that what Nana Konadu has left behind. And I listened to Janet, and you could see most of the feminism that is coming out. But for instance, if it is not this concept of winner take all, even if she's moved on to form the NDP, I expected that the chairman of the NDC yesterday was there.
Yeah.
And he conceded by saying that regardless of her moving to another place, she's part of the founders. And we all agree, she's not an ordinary founder, she's a pillar. All the women who from 1981 rallied behind the NDC flag were because of Nana Konadu Agyeman Rawlings. So she's one of the pillars of the party. So even if she's moved on, and like Janet said, if we celebrate people, couldn't we have brought her in? Couldn't we have given her a role to play? Now we wait when people demise. Then as usual, typical of Africans, we start to praise people. There was much this woman could do. Every State of the Nation address, she's there.
Yeah.
Almost all national functions, this woman is there. And some of us watching from behind, we could see that the woman was ready to do something. She was still ready to do something. For example, 31st December.
Yeah.
If even she's left the NDC at all, what are you afraid of? If you, NDC, think that she's a pillar, like Asedin Katia said yesterday, and you gave her the mileage that, madam, can you keep reviving or can you keep this 31st December thing alive by giving her that state resources, that support? Today, as we speak, 31st December will still be more live than, we talk about it and it's more like it's in the past.
Yeah.
31st is the 31st December, it's in the past. We are just reminiscing on the old structures. But they could have given her a role and you would have seen that this woman would have still pushed that issue of children, women and children in this country. So, like you asked there, if there is something we think we can do, I'm thinking that as a country, because if the CPP is to get opportunity and we will one day get opportunity, this 31st December concept will come up. I look at her journey and there are a lot of issues when it comes to the AFRC time, 1979 time, then the PNDC time. Yes, I'm not going to go there. But when she eventually became the constitutionally first lady, because His Excellency J. Rawlings has been elected in 1993, thereabout. The work that she did, you can see that she immersed herself in the women agenda. So if there is anybody at all that, even if government changes, whether it's NDC that got power or MP that got power, somebody like that could have still given her a role to play. So imagine if NDC won 8 months ago, and you gave her some role to come to the forefront. Was she all of a sudden going to amass the people to be able to get NDP to come and win the election for her to be president? I don't think politically that would have been possible. So even this 9 month or 8 month that NDC got into power, couldn't have given one of their pillars, one of their founders, that national role. Because Konadu Agyeman Rawlings lived her life about serving this country. What she went to our alma mater KNSC to do is not basically what she ended up doing in life. She put her degree aside and devoted all her life to this country. Right. So this praising, we praise people when I see the NDC people trooping there, it's like the usual thing. Now the person is gone. Now we want to go and praise. We should stop the praise singing when people are no more. But give them the role to play.
But when you say you want to see Zaneto in the CPP, do you think that's feasible?
I didn't say it. It's Janet who said that in her dreams, she see Rawlings looking at the CPP headquarters. And I've always said that it is about dialectics. And let everybody this morning. Sorry, I didn't greet our citizens this morning. Good morning to everybody. Let Ghanaians Google the word dialectics. The last time I said it on your Instagram, it's the organic change, natural change, where nothing happens and then changes will come. And it comes over a couple of years. It can come 30 years later, 40 years later. And I'm saying to you that the NDC took or cajole our members. It's a fact.
So you're also going.
So once upon a time, there was a CPP that had followers. There was not like NDC. It was an AFRC. It became a PNDC. And now when it wants to launch itself, it looks for people. And if your house is broken, somebody who is a bit stronger at the time will get your people. It doesn't mean that we didn't exist. It's like this argument about the Guans and who came to Ghana first and the rest. So no matter what, if there's going to be any, the last time somebody said the duopoly one will change whatever it is. CPP at Titibo time. So this Janeto argument, and you see, I'm a young person. And if I look at the divide is that when we take His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, when we take Baumia, Cecily Bauma, when we take Ken, these are all 60 something years. When the Gen Zs are moving to a younger president, I'm 50 years old. I've been a running mate. So the journey is on. If Zenato comes, we can go along.
Oh, really? So she has a future in the CPP?
We can go along. Imagine Zenato comes, and imagine destiny is to go. Because so long as I have gotten the mandate to be a vice of my party, my focus. Yesterday I was listening to our senior brother, the vice chancellor of our father, Kivas, say Sam Jonah, and he was telling Bolare, your colleague, that he asked him, what advice do you have for the youth? He said, keep the focus, don't give up, the rest is noise.
If there's an invite you're sending to Zenato now, in just some few seconds, what would you say to her?
I'm simply saying that it is feasible that after the CPP is a sleeping giant. In our generation, it can rise. Zenato is a young lady. Imagine the Kwame Nkrumah vibes, Kwame Nkrumah spirits. I call that the emancipational path, somebody who comes to emancipate. Then the Jerry Rawlings part is a crazy sweeper or person who comes to clear the mess. So putting these things together, you get to see that's good. If you have a party that has that emancipation part, that part to emancipate the people, that's what we stand for. Kwame Nkrumah brought Ghanaians out. We are emancipating the people. Rawlings brought that anger and annoyance to develop, to drag us to develop. If she's bringing that fire, coming to meet some of us who have that energy of emancipation. For instance, people who follow my track record will see that, for example, most of the times, wherever we put ourselves in, we try to, not trailblazers, but we try to cut apart. So CPP will be a very good home for if her father, if somebody has had 3 times a dream, Rawlings not looking at NDC headquarters, but he's looking at CPP headquarters with fire in his eyes. Senator is welcome, and we are young people.
I see.
You understand? If she comes and she gets that, if she comes and I get a nod as a flag bearer and she's the vice, we go. If she gets the flag bearer, I'm the vice, we go. The point is that we are a generation of young people, and you see, just to land.
Yeah.
If I look at our young ones, I was saying President Mohammed, they're in the 60s.
Yeah.
If you come to Parliament, I'm 50 years old. Afenyo is not 50. Hayford is not 50. You understand? Kutoto is not 50. So even when we come to the boys, let me count boys, me a bra penny. So at that level, so if I sit here and I say that the next generation of Ghanaians is not because it's a quest, but it's a destiny part. Yes, media grow. Because if Hayford want to be a leader, now we do 47, 48. Now maybe 50 years. Me a bra penny, me to be a leader. So Zenato is welcome.
I see.
Zenato is welcome.
I see. We'll see what she'll do about that.
To give her mother that memory. Her mother's memory should be... So if Zenato comes and she even becomes a presidential candidate or a vice presidential candidate, it lifts Nana Konadu's spirit up. The woman will sleep. She'll be happy.
Wow.
That's the type of remembrance.
And Nana has just been smiling all throughout the morning for the invite. But I must acknowledge the presence of the Director of Elections for the NDC, Alhaji Rashid Tanko Computer. Good morning to you. Thank you so much for joining us. From what Lawyer Wayo is saying, I'm sure you're in trouble as the NDC, but I'll come to you shortly. Nana, you've been smiling. Yeah? I mean,
why won't I smile?
You don't believe that the future is the CPP, the sleeping giant.
The cornerstone that the builders rejected is now being fought over. Senator Rawlings doesn't even have any portfolio in NDC. And NDC will troop to the house Rawlings lived in, where Konadu has died. May his soul rest in peace. And they are singing praises. When the daughter, who is in parliament, doesn't have any portfolio in NDC. And let me correct something quickly. My sister said that the affirmative action bill, it has been passed and assented. It's now law.
Yeah, she admitted that. She says implementation has been...
Well, implementation is law. The law is passed.
Right.
Implementation is up to everybody. It's up to you and I. There are quotas for women in every section. So the implementation doesn't necessarily have to stem from the executive. Everybody in the workplace, in its organizations, we can start implementing the affirmative action. Look, we all mourn the great lady. There is never a time when, like my uncle said yesterday, President Kufuor, you cannot write the history of Ghana and not mention Konadu Agyeman Rawlings. But for me, I had only one ask. She would have written a book. And if she did write any memoirs, we really want to read that book.
6 books.
She's got 6 books.
It Takes a Woman is one of the books that she wrote.
No, not that book.
You mean political?
Not that
political
book. No, not that book. No, not that book. There is, see, some of us, I was 6 when 79 came. Throughout the journey, there are a lot of questions that a lot of people have. Those questions have never been answered by the husband. Events that took place, and you mentioned something, when things go bad, there is always a saying that there is a rock behind a man. Some of us wanted to know Nana Konadu Agyeman's role in certain things that happen in Ghana.
It is there. It takes a woman. It is an autobiography of what happened.
Then I will look for it.
Janet has the book, so probably.
I've also seen the book.
Oh, you've also seen it?
Yes, I'll look for it. I'll see if it answers some of the questions I have.
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of Ghanaians will want to read and get into her head, in the household of Jerry John, what was happening back then. Because look, some of us were made to sleep at 6 o'clock for 2 years. And the man who was in charge, when he came to Kumasi at Prempeh Assembly Hall with his overall, stood in front on top of that tank and said, we wanted to know what it took to look after such a man. The man who became Jerry John, somebody looked after, because according to Jerry John, Konadu was the one who was working and who looked after the family and was the back rock. But she's dead. I think if you mention the Rawlingses, let's be truthful, they split heads. There are people who are happy, there are people who are not. But this is not the time for that. She's gone. Let's celebrate her, the good things that she's done. Right. But for the NDCDA, I think they don't have any locus to even go. Because you know, the lowest point of Jerry John and the wife was in Kumasi Stadium when the NDC actually hooted at them. Hooted at them. And from that point, the woman went her way to form her party. But they could have reconciled. Today, they look at MPP and try to talk about our internal problems. You guys, you know, somebody has hijacked somebody's baby. Konadu Agyeman Rawlings' daughter, sits in parliament, has no role in the NDC. But the cornerstone that the builders rejected, the CPP is happy to accept. Whether, for me, she should stay in NDC and fight her way, I think she should, because CPP, for me, is not the foundation she wants to go on.
Please.
Do you want that for me?
Please. That's a controversial one. But if you look at the lineup of the ministers we have now,
lineup. Oh, my brother.
Some would say that there's no space right now.
Look, when
who will be your best pick?
When His Excellency John Mahama took his paper to start writing the names of ministers, the first name should have been Senator Agyeman Rawlings. I'm telling you.
Why so?
Look, for nothing at all, that party, which is you are in power, her father, her family, their toil is what brought you. That's what it is. Who can deny that?
So that's the basis of selecting a minister now?
What else? But is she not qualified? They are telling me Zinato is not qualified.
No, she is qualified.
Her CV is better than mine. Her CV is better than a lot of people who sit on those cabinets. So what is it?
That's why I'm giving you the option.
So I'm saying that let's not even look at qualification. In Ghana, the qualification to get into politics is a 7. Basic education.
The Constitution spells that.
Constitution as well. So what qualification? She's a doctor. Parliamentary. 50% and more has to come from parliament. She ticks that box. She's a professional. Then on top of that, the blood, probity and accountability, that blood runs through her. What else are we talking about? So the NDC can say all they want, but the chicken has come home to roost. Now the egg is in their face. They are in the woman's house saying all sorts of things in front of a lady who they have thrown away. It's as simple as that. She deserves to be anything that President Mahama wants her to be. And she can do the work better. I don't know her personally, but everybody that has said something about her tells of a woman who's been brought up in a certain way. And I don't think you will not grow up in a Rawlings' home without a certain element of that quality. So for me, it's a non-starter.
Okay.
So let the NDC answer themselves.
Let me allow him to answer because you've already...
1 minute, because you have all that time. You see, this narration that as for the CPP...
but it's dead.
No, please. That is why if I'm here, I will have to refute. The idea is that one of the duopolies will definitely dismantle, and that is fair. And you see,
which one is going?
I mean, it depends on the ones that will be very weak. But the CPP is rising, so that my brother from the NPP understand.
That's fine.
Just to conclude on the Nana Konadu so that I don't get to come back to it. Like he said, probity and accountability. So for instance, if, to answer the question that you asked, what we should learn from her, if all Ghanaian women whose husbands are in politics today, that's why I said, don't let us go to the AFRC and pre-NDC era. There are certain controversial issues. I'm not going there. But after 1993, Rawlings doesn't have anything to show, just like Kwame Nkrumah. If you point your fingers, when other African leaders were looting, Rawlings don't have anything like that. It tells you that Konadu Agyeman Rawlings was clear in her mind that, but today what we are seeing, look at buffer stock. Buffer stock is just somebody who got a school feeding thing, and he and his wife. But here is Konadu Agyeman Rawlings, who never helped Rawlings to start putting his hands all over the place. So Ghanaian women, if there's one other thing that we should learn from Konadu, we should learn how we control our husbands to be able to make sure that the public purse is protected. That's one thing we should also remember this woman for and celebrate her. Today, all the women whose husbands are in politics, they are rather telling their husbands to go and keep taking everything, building houses. But you can't point to anything Rawlings has. It tells you that Konadu will not allow you that, let's go and steal Ghana's money to go and make, aggrandizement all over the place. It's a trait the women of this country whose husbands are in politics should also learn and advise their husbands to stop stealing from the nation.
Alaji.
Well, let me say good morning to you and my co-panelists. We are in a state of mourning.
Yes.
The NDC and the government of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama has taken it seriously. This is a state woman, one of the founders of the NDC. It shook us when we heard the news.
Kojo doesn't.
Yes.
Kojo doesn't think
you see,
you were touched by the development.
The NDC, Madam has her umbilical cord still attached to NDC, very strong. She was one of the foundation stone of the party in 1992. I was there. I saw everything. The PNDC mobilized the women from the 31st December women movement. They helped to push the agenda of this democracy we are enjoying. I remember in 1992, when the issue came that we should go for the referendum, to vote for yes or no. You see, honorable member here and his people, you shouldn't be listening to them. Had it not because of Konadu and the 31st women, we won't have this democracy. They were saying we should vote no against the constitution. They didn't see why that constitution was meant for Rawlings and the family. They even boycotted the sitting of the Consultative Assembly. Council is here. Today, are we not referring to the Constitution every day, day in, day out? They are major beneficiary of that Constitution they boycotted against. You see how hypocrite the MPP can be? I said, when we are discussing this matter, they should shut their mouth. Because they have nothing to offer in this country when it comes to matters of this nature. She contributed enormously to the bringing of that constitution. We're part of it. We made sure that we defended it and went all the hamlets in this country for them to vote yes, so that we have a democracy. So she's part and parcel of it. And in the formation of the NDC, she made sure that the women were in the forefront. I saw how she did it at that time. Very industrious woman. And she was so passionate in whatever she was doing. Look, after we won the 92 election, 96, remember 1995 when we went to Beijing? You remember the Beijing declaration? Yeah. She was a tall order in that conference in Beijing about women empowerment and all that. All along, she's been part and parcel of the NDC. She even served as a vice chairperson. You remember? We won the election in Tamale when we went for our Congress to become one of the vice chairperson of the party. Along the line, something happened, and she decided to go and form her own party. That didn't stop us from according her the necessary respect, the due respect as a mother of the party. Is it the first time members of a political party broke away to form a party? My sister is here. Yeah. She was the general secretary of this thing. She broke and formed her own party. Does it mean she will not take the roots of where she came from? She doesn't respect that roots, or members of that roots should not respect her. Is that what we are trying to teach our people here? MPP is here. Do you know the number of parties that came out from MPP? And even a new one just formed recently. Is it the
UP?
Several. In fact, they don't even have a better history when it comes to people breaking away and all that kind of thing. You remember why they lost in 1979 election? He will tell you their history. When they formed the PFP, Popular Front Party, what happened? And then Nana Konadu Agyeman broke away and went and formed a party. That caused them the defeat of that party. Limam came in because of that kind of division that went through them. This Limam group, to tell you the history, Limam was not even going to be the presidential candidate. He was a parliamentary candidate in the constituency. He just came from France, Sorbonne University. But because Igala was disqualified, another thing, they had to bring him to come and be the presidential candidate. Yet he beat all these people. Because of their behavior, Ghanaians know them. MPP, they are not the type you should allow to rule this country.
So are you saying?
I'm telling you that.
The quack rat thing.
I'm telling you something. You get a point. You were trying to.
I'm not getting your point. Senator is not part of anything of your party. Let's address that.
So you see,
what are you?
When you were talking, I was going to see.
You're going to.
I want to give them. I know what I'm doing.
Problem.
You see,
address the senator problem.
You see how they are uncomfortable when I'm going to tell Ghanaians.
Address that.
Okay, Alaji.
You know why? See, we are in an era of Gen Zs. Most of them, they know this history. If you don't let them know the history of these people, that's why they made mistake and voted them in 2000, and we are suffering this.
But we are discussing Nana Konadu.
And I'm telling you that we should allow Ghanaians, the young people, to know who these people are. So they don't make that mistake again, bringing them. And I'm saying that I'm coming to that. He's in Parliament.
Yeah. I'm not the parliamentarian, please. So.
Okay. I'll give you amnesty for that. Thank you. You know what? As far as you should know this.
Yes.
Do you know that Honorable Zanato is a chairperson of Interior and Defense Committee in Parliament?
Yes, that's true.
Tell them.
In Parliament?
In Parliament, yes, this current Parliament.
That's a different arm of government.
What are you talking about? I'm saying that, is it not,
role does it play?
You see, we have three arms of government.
Yes.
So when you are talking in government,
yes,
is she not playing a role in government?
Oh, okay. So is she not
playing a role in government?
She should be happy to be a
I'm coming. Is she not playing a role in government?
Okay.
So I'm saying I am saying you are saying qualification. If you are going to look at human faces, let me tell you, if you are going to be looking at people's faces and say, you, Madam Janet here, you look very beautiful, so be a minister. Is that a qualification? Is that what you are telling me?
That's not.
I am saying that. You are mentioning names. And I'm saying that.
I'm only comparing the two. I'm comparing the two.
That is why I'm saying
that. You have a senator standing there. You have an understanding there. And then you bypass the candle. And I'm saying the two. Comparison the two.
Listen.
Who do you think qualifies most to take that position?
Council. Listen.
We are all citizens of this country.
Council, listen well. I'm saying that you want us to throw us into abyss. And I'm saying that I won't do that. But you are saying that
I've just corrected you. I've taken them into abyss.
But Alaji, I'm just checking Parliament's database.
Please.
She's a member of the Defense and Interior Committee.
That's the former one you are talking of. Now she chairs that.
She chairs the committee.
Yes. Okay. And I'm saying that, listen, she's an astute woman. We respect the mother and then the family. Do you get that? The role she's playing in this government is a key one, very critical role.
Which is?
Very, very critical role. To look at your security.
No, which is what?
Your security, defense.
Tell us what role she's playing. What role is she playing in this government?
Just admit. As a part of a hoodwink, as a government, admit.
Look into the camera and say this role she's playing. What role is she playing, Senator?
You have group nationally as a party. You have group nationally. Accept it.
Okay, so let Alaji.
Okay, go ahead.
You see. We are mourning our mother.
Okay.
We're in the mourning mood. And I'm saying that is why the president has declared a 3-day mourning.
Yes.
And we are saying that the president has the prerogative, the constitutional right, to appoint a minister or disappoint.
Okay.
And put you in a role that he thinks you can perform to the administration of Ghanaians to develop. And I'm saying that we did work. Everybody did work. Everybody played a role. And then that brought the government of the NDC into power. Then the president with the leadership of the party. Do you know that when you are making leadership of parliament, people don't just sit in parliament and decide who should be here and all that. the presidency and then the leadership of the party come together and decide who should chair which committee and who should be the leader of the party in parliament and all that. So if you are talking of, she has no rule. So it means the party leadership sat down and went and brought somebody somewhere they didn't know about to be the chair of this committee. What are we talking about? Governance is about consultative. And these three group of people sat down and decided that, look, to take care of my honorable members here, your security, your internal security, so that Madam Janet can go around and do all her talking in TV stations and all that, and nobody would attack her. Madam Honorable Zanato, take care of this woman.
In Parliament.
If the Parliament don't be right,
if you think that highly of
so you think that, so the highest role in this country is minister. Yes. Is that what you are telling?
Yes.
Well, then it's more than the presidency.
Okay.
Is that the Bible? And I'm saying that if you are saying the highest, then who is the president?
Of Jerry John and
I am saying then who is the president? Let me tell you. When
so let's move on. Let's move on.
If I'm asking you, look, when your government was in power, were you a minister?
But my father did not form the MPP. My father was my father.
So you have a father who formed an MPP?
No, my father did
MPP,
not.
do you have fathers?
Yes.
These two people tell us that you don't have fathers.
What do you mean you don't have?
I don't know the people who said it.
Don't you hear
so
the
today you are saying
Dango and Dankwa?
Oh, Masa. You don't have that tradition.
My brother,
look, you know what?
Please, 1 minute.
No, I haven't finished.
The point he's making that
let me learn.
But let me quickly say this. The point he's making that he doesn't get is this. The history of NDC is like no other. The history of the PNDC metamorphosing into the NDC like no other. We did not have a dictatorship for so many years, right? And then went into a democratic party. Now, he talks about MPP forming other parties. You should go and check in the Fourth Republic which of the parties, MPP and NDC, have had more parties. The Busitanos, the Obeda Samoa, and the Konadus.
Okay.
Let's not go there.
I'm saying that. He's saying want to take my this. You can lie because you are boring. How can you hang yourself there?
Rawlings is the bedrock and the founder. In their constitution of the party, there is a founder. In our constitution, there's no founder.
Okay.
Yes.
You don't have a founder. But we don't mention Buzia, Dongo.
But you have a founder.
We have.
Yes, the founder's daughter, is the rock that the builders rejected.
You know what? You know the interesting aspect. In 1992, when we were going to form the NDC, we took the best brains from UP people and took some from the CPP.
All from CPP.
And formed what we call a social democratic force. Do you get that? Yeah. That's what we call as Akatamansonians. The best political party you can see in the history of Ghana, NDC. Because we have taken the best brains from them, both sides, to form a force. You know it. Those who formed the UP tradition, key members of them, we took them away from MPP.
Let's see if people get its freedom very soon.
and they came in, and we formed that party. That's why the party is strong and resilient. Are you getting it? It's not like them, because see, they went and formed what is called a Buzia Dombo. Until recently, they started putting Dombo inside that thing. They didn't even remember that there was somebody called Dombo.
Stop this diversion.
I'm just telling you your history. You know it, and that's why Ghanaians are fed up with it.
Going forward,
so we are saying that.
Will you make that case probably at the party level, or for Zanato Agyeman Rawlings?
I'm saying that Honorable Zanato is already playing
a key role.
That's what she deserves. So let's move on.
You get that? Okay. A key role in government, and I'm saying that the role she's playing is the most critical one
after this
in the parliamentary distance. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. That it's not about being a minister or being a chief executive or being that play a role. Right. Do you know that people are in this country playing critical role, but they don't hold positions in government? Critical role. And they are contributing to the development of this country. Yeah. The fact that a privilege is given to somebody, that doesn't mean that that person is the best of brain in Ghana. Are you getting what I'm saying? Right. So we shouldn't reduce the discussion to look like, somebody's CV is huge, another person's CV is not like this, and therefore the person whose CV is like this should take this kind of role. You see, when we do that, we are going to the realm of absurdity. Yeah. And the council here can testify to that. That look, qualification to be a minister is at the prerogative of the presidency. And the president will look at you and say, look, go and chair this committee for me.
Yeah.
Because you know these MPP, they are very destructive in parliament. Check them well for me. Very, very destructive. That's why we are reducing their numbers. One by one, we'll continue to reduce their numbers.
Let me give a minute.
To make sure that we just bring them to the barest minimum.
All right.
So that she's checking them well. Because if you don't check them well, the way they do things at the defense and the interior area, things will get back. So I'm happy she's performing that role very well.
A minute to Janet so we can close the chapter and talk about what's happening in Parliament, the bill. Yeah.
He has spoke well. All what we want President Mahama to know is that Rawlings is gone, the wife is gone. The children are now orphans and they need a father. And the entire country, we've heard that Mahama is a compassionate man and blah, blah, blah. We want to see his compassion. And the compassion should be in taking good care of Senator and the rest of the siblings. That is what we want President Mahama and the entire NDC to do from now onwards.
Yeah. Okay, this is what I want to do. I want us to go online now. Let's talk about the anti-LGBT bill because some of the MPs are stoking that again in Parliament. And the call now is to the president to do something about it. I also have my in-studio guest. I'll be taking their thoughts shortly on all that we've been discussing. But let's go online and speak to the Gushigu MP, Hassan Tampuli, who's been part of this new set of MPs pushing that bill again in Parliament. The majority leader says, look, the bill has already been passed. We missed the opportunity when President Akufo-Addo was supposed to sign that. It didn't happen, but I mean, by law, it looks like we'd have to start the process again. Good morning to you, Hassan Tampuli. Thank you for joining us. So, were you disappointed that it didn't even feature this week? Because the expectation of many of us in the media was that it was tabled for discussions on the floor of the House this week.
Good morning, and good morning to your panelists, your distinguished panelists, and then your viewers, and especially to the good and virtuous people of Gushigu, my beloved constituency. So I'd like to add my voice to the multitudes that are wishing condolences to the family of the late Mrs. Nana Konadu Agyeman Rawlings. You know, may her soul rest in peace. I was with her daughter, Dr. Zaneto Agyeman Rawlings, the day before in Parliament, and we have our joke that we share. And, you know, so I took her through, and then we all laughed about our usual jokes and so on and so forth. Little did we all know that the worst was going to happen, you know, just the day after. So my condolences to Dr. Zaneto Agyeman Rawlings, the entire family and her siblings for the sad loss of her mother. Just about 5 years after the passing of the patriarch of the family, former President J.J. Rawlings. Arguably, Nana Konadu Agyeman Rawlings is the mother of the Fourth Republic, as far as I'm concerned. Having been the First Lady immediately prior to the introduction of the Fourth Republican Constitution, and also serving as a continuous First Lady, I think that she is arguably the First Lady among First Ladies as far as the Fourth Republican Constitution is concerned. She's done her bits, and I think posterity will be the best judge. I think that she was a symbol of modesty. She was a symbol of the enduring fighting spirit of a woman who has seen fire. As far as May 15th was concerned, when her husband, was, incarcerated and taken through trial, and he was likely to face some, execution at the time until he was, taken out by his colleagues, and then June 4th succeeded. He came back again in 1981, and there were multiple attempts to overthrow his regime. And, for her as a wife, she virtually carried the responsibility of taking care of the family, more or less. And you can see the kind of trepidation that she would have been under at those times. And that is what gave birth to the NDC, which eventually, sacked her from the party. So Nana Konadu has been the landlady, and now she became the parasite. She can't even get access to join the party and to take part in any of the NDC's activities. That's a very sad reality of life. And so my condolences once again the Nana Konadu Agyeman Rawlings family, Otunfo Asantehene, who I believe is the owner of this funeral, and to the Ghanaian people. It's a loss for this our country, and mutual condolences to all of us.
Okay.
So I come back to so I've listened to virtually everything that has been said, and I think that the point that have been made by Kojo Poku is by far, the most elaborate and then the most lucid on almost all the things that have been said. I associate myself fully with the points that have been raised by Kojo Poku.
You want Zaneto to be giving an appointment? Is that what you're saying?
Absolutely. She's more than deserving. She's more than deserving. Come to think of it, when almost all these new people who have joined the NDC are having appointments, who were the people who faced the wrath of the revolution? When her father was in custody, and was likely to be executed, assuming he had been executed, would she have a father now? The family sacrificed for the NDC to be birthed, the PNDC and the NDC. So I don't think that there is anybody who is more qualified than what's the name? Zaneto Agyeman Rawlings, in terms of who should be appointed a minister of state, even before any other person. Nobody qualified. So she's so eminently qualified, education-wise, all right, in terms of age. She's a member of parliament. Obviously, that's the foundational qualification to be a minister of state. He said, before you become a minister of state, you must be qualified to be a member of parliament. So and then the NDC is in her family's DNA. You see what I'm saying? So I don't think there's any argument about this. Why Zaneto continues to sit on the fence still remains a mystery to some of us. And just to wrap up on this issue, I think that the best tribute that the Ghanaian people, and I want to call on His Excellency the President to consider renaming the Ridge Hospital after Nana Konadu Agyeman Rawlings, which is just next to her, and to live a living testimony of the hard work, and the kind of commitment that they gave to the sustenance of our democracy, especially the Fourth Republican democracy.
All right. Okay, so let's get to business in Parliament on the floor. Were you disappointed that the anti-LGBT move did not take off?
As a matter of fact, it was very, very shocking and unnerving, and it was more or less ridiculous that we had to go through all these processes. First of all, if you remember, on the 14th of January this year, His Excellency the President of the Republic, John Dramani Mahama, had a meeting with the clergy, and the issue about the LGBT bill came up. And the President at the time, I remember, said that government was going to sponsor a bill, and that is not going to be a private member's bill. Several months down the lane, we didn't hear anything. And so some members of parliament from both sides of the aisle decided that, look, let's take this out. It doesn't have to take only the governments for us to do this, so we can do it again. So some of us consented to joining the sponsorship of the bill. And we rightly so, added our names. And the process began. Now, when we finished with review, and the bill it remains substantially the same, except for the fact that in the memorandum to the bill, you need to recite what had happened, when Parliament passed it, and then it was supposed to be transmitted to the President, and there was an injunction, if you remember Richard Sky's case, and then there was an injunction which stopped the transmitter to President Nana Konadu Agyeman and tied his hands so that he couldn't sign it, and so on and so forth. So we had to now more or less recite all of these things in the bill and then rename it Human Sexual Rights and Family Values Bill 2025, because it used to be 2024. So we have to recall all of these subsequent events into the memorandum in accordance with Article 106, provisions. So we did that. The bill was duly approved and admitted as the Human Sexual Rights and Family Values Bill 2025, the clerk, upon the direction of the Speaker, directed the Legislative Drafting Office to review the proposed bill, which was done. The draft was then sent to the Attorney General Department for comments. The AG's department reviewed and made their comments, and some of the things that the AG's office did was to check the sentencing regime to see if it is consistent with the sentencing regime under the Criminal Procedure Code, and to also see about some, recasting of some provisions, and that's just a legislative style of whoever was doing at the time and whoever is doing it now. But those ones don't go to the heart and substance of the issue. Then from there, the AG's comments were duly factored into the proposed bill. Speaker then referred the bill to the Committee on Private Members Bill for consideration and recommendation. Now, the Committee on Private Members Bill is chaired by the First Deputy Speaker. He met the sponsors of the bill. The committee met the sponsors of the bill and then they appeared before them. Thereafter, it was transmitted back to the Speaker. And the Speaker then directed the Clerk to Parliament, to gazette the bill. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the gazetting process took place. It was gazetted for 14 days as mandated in the Constitution. After the expiration of 14 days, the bill then matures and had to be introduced for the first time in Parliament. That is why we found it on the order paper, and that is the procedure that you go through. So we had exhaustively gone through all this procedure. The bill now found itself on the order paper to be introduced and read the first time and referred to the Committee on Constitutional and Legal Affairs. That is where we were. So on Tuesday, the order paper contained the bill to be read the first time, and then consequential action will be taken. On Wednesday, when we came to Parliament, the order paper omitted the bill entirely, and it was completely deleted. Now, mind you, there were issues that were tabled in January 2021, which were never exhausted at the time that we were rising. The 8th Parliament was being dissolved, but they continued to remain on the order paper all the way until the last day. So once an issue has been introduced on the order paper, until it is treated, it continues to be so, to be on the order paper.
You're mindful that you're not, you don't attend the leaders' meeting or the business committee meeting of Parliament, and so maybe something could have changed at that stage because you have your reps, the leadership of your caucus there. They could have made a case, isn't it?
What's the name? The business committee meeting had already planned the business for the week, and this bill was part of it.
Are you sure about that?
Of course, if it wasn't discussed and hadn't been considered, it wouldn't have found itself on the order paper. Nothing happens on the order paper by accident, and nobody smuggles anything onto the order paper. So it had to be discussed and agreed upon before it will find itself on the order paper. So that much, there's no doubt about it.
Okay, so what do you say to this? The feeling that, I mean, this whole issue of the anti-LGBTQ bill, we've gone past it as a nation, don't you think so?
How do you mean we've gone past it as a nation? Do our values now accept LGBT? Which customary area accepts LGBT? Which of our traditions accept LGBT? You can just name me one traditional area that accepts LGBT, and then we can end the discussion.
That's an interesting one. But anyway, I was just asking you about it. So now that government is taking that off the table, as you're claiming, what's the next step for you?
It cannot be taken off the table just like that. This was a major political issue. All the identifiable groups in this country, religious groups, traditional authorities, the youth, the civil society organizations, everybody, all the political parties, everybody agrees that we must go through this. And so there cannot be any shortcuts at this stage. We must naturally go through the process. Otherwise, look, the political class is going to lose its, integrity completely. But we will not allow this thing to go on like that. This will be like the heaviest deception ever on the people of this country. Of course, we are seeing the reality of how, Galamsey deception is playing out, and will not allow the LGBT one to be added to it. I mean, Ghanaians would have been suffering too much if we continue to allow this thing to pass. So we will go to insist, we will go all the way to the end to ensure that the will and wishes of Ghanaians would come to pass as far as this bill is concerned.
Okay, thank you. I'm to take a break, but let me do the studio audience a bit, just 30 seconds each. Quickly do that for me. Kindly introduce yourself and then make your comments. Yes.
With respect to the state you of finance, let me extend my condolences to the entire Rawlings family. Yes, with respect to the anti-LGBTQ bill, so I'm in full support of the goodwill behind the bill, but this remains undisputedly a very consequential bill. Let's not forget, and essentially, if you live in a glass house, don't throw stones. We should sit back and reflect of the repercussions of the bill. I am in full support behind the moral pillars of the bill. But then let's take a moment, reflect on the sanctions that these will impose on us, because some countries have tried it, and it didn't really end in a good direction for them. Are we ready when it backfires? So we should sit down and devise a new model that is still geared towards the intent of the bill, not necessarily a legislation. That, in my opinion, is what I think will
help.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes. Okay, you wanted to make a point briefly? Yeah.
All right, so my name is Bernard Kwekuusu. In relation to the same bill, I would also want to say that I believe the citizens shouldn't be kept in the loop. Whether or not the government is ready to pass the bill or not, they should communicate to the citizen, because it will be very detrimental to us if we don't really know what is going on in Parliament as it stands now. Since some of the members of Parliament are saying that they just came and didn't see that particular bill on the order paper. Something like this may spark a lot of controversies, which I believe will not be right. So whether or not they are ready to pass it, they should communicate to the citizens so that we'll know whether or not we should bring about another initiative to solve that particular issue that the bill initially wanted to solve. Thank you.
Right. There are lots of you online sending us your comments. Yes, I'm giving them that opportunity as well. I just wanted to point out that there are lots of you online also sending us your comments. Keep them coming through. We'll take them and, of course, read them as we go along. Yes, you can.
My name is Fiao Ifejidula, and concerning the anti-LGBTQ bill, as my colleagues have rightly mentioned, I want to add that much more than it's being reintroduced, much more than it's being brought back to the table to be discussed, we have to look at the true choices or the true intentions of Ghanaians. So it has to feature the true way that Ghanaians want their sexual rights to be codified into law and how they want the law to protect their sexual rights. If the bill is going to reflect something that Ghanaians wouldn't permit, then I honestly don't think it should come into force. But if indeed it is supposed to come into force, and it is coming into force, it has to reflect the true intentions of Ghanaians and how they want their rights to be protected.
I agree. And let me put that to you, Alhaji, because the NDC is now being accused of, just sweeping this under the carpet, because just as you heard in Parliament, the minority says it was a big political capital for your party then, when you were in opposition. Now you have the power. Why are you not passing it?
They should be dismissed with the contempt they deserve completely. See, the hypocrisy in this country is just becoming too much. It has reached crescendo. You know that Parliament passed that bill. Parliament passed that bill under their nose. And you know the law, council, you have to come in here strongly, because students are here and they are watching us and listening to us. When Parliament passes a bill, it has to go to the executive. If the executive has an issue with it, they have a time limit of which they have to communicate their reasons why they are not signing that bill to act back to Parliament. There's nothing in the Constitution Council is holding here that says that the legislature has that power to arrest the bill on its way to the presidency. There's nothing like that. But these people, the way they operated under Nana Akufo-Addo, where they think ultimate power rests with the presidency, apart from God, he was the next. Anything could happen in this country. They use the legislature.
Okay, so we've missed that.
And I'm saying that we don't miss that. Let's face it. Let's tell them the hypocrisy of these people.
But how?
Do you know the law? Do you know the financial loss they cost to the state? The amount of time, resources they use in trying to put the bill together, went through all the processes, passed the bill, say, go, oh yeah, take the tape, look at it. Then they use the backdoor method. Use that kind of Rambo-style method with Gestapo style to stop the bill from getting to the man, just because they want that to go through the elections. And what the president told the whole world, that the time, they are waiting for the time. Because the time is not ripe. When the time is ripe, they are ready to hit the ground round. Wasn't that what the president said?
So if we've lost
and
all
I'm saying that yes. So now we are back.
To do that, yeah.
We are back. And the president made a commitment. You remember the president, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, said it will come through the executive, that the executive itself will take care of it and make sure that you look at it, package it well, and send it back to Parliament. They are inviting us to their realm. We will not follow them to that kind of.
So you want that invitation to own the process?
I am saying that yes, we are not going to. Accept the invitation from the MPP.
Anyway? There's a difference. An anti-LGBT bill.
There's a difference. There's a complete difference between that. You know the difference between private and the government-sponsored one. There's a difference between that, clearly. And we are saying that the intent of government is so. We are so committed to passing that bill to the extent that government wants to sponsor it itself. Are you getting it? And government is saying that, look, we are mindful of Ghanaian culture. That's what we're telling them. We are very mindful of our culture and our tradition. And thank God the speaker is all out for it. And so what is the problem? The numbers. We have the numbers. This press conference minority, what can they do?
So why is it taking so long to do that?
It's not taking that long. How long have we been in government?
Oh, it's almost.
And I'm saying that we have been in government for just 10 months. 1 year. No, 1 year. And we are putting the structures together. We are putting it together. That bill is being, we are saying the government is going to sponsor it. And it will come to pass. It's one of the things that we are going to make sure that we do it. I'm saying that we don't even fear that. When you talk of doing it, it makes it easier because we have the numbers.
Okay.
You got what I'm talking about. We have the numbers.
You're not able to give a timeline.
No. We don't just give out timelines and say that we are going to do it this way. I said these people. Is it 87? I forgot their numbers. Is it 86?
Now it's 87.
No, 80. They will go to 86 because there's one we are targeting again when we'll take it. You see, these numbers that we have, we are going to use it for the benefit of the good people of Ghana. I am saying our tradition abhor it. Our culture setup abhor this completely. We all agree. The Islamic clerics, they are against the churches. They are against even our own traditional believers. They all against this. So we knew of it. And we know there's a law in this thing. The criminal code makes room for certain aspect to be criminalized in terms of it. But it's not enough.
I hear,
and we are going to deal with it.
Yeah,
so government is going to deal with
it. A quick intervention on the issues you were raising about the parliamentary procedure. Can we hear it, Honorable?
I think that I need to make a quick intervention to respond to Dr. Tanko Computer. You see, this government, since it came into office, has passed a number of legislations. Some, in fact, many of them, they passed them through certificate of urgency because there was some urgent matter as far as this is concerned. Now, I'm now understanding that this LGBTQ is not an urgent matter as far as the NDC is concerned. If you look at the spirited attacks that Computer and his people mounted on this LGBTQ, and the fact that the flag bearer at the time said that it will be the first thing that he will do. It will be the first thing that he will do.
The president has said that. He's on record to have said that.
Look. Yeah, but please do check. You can do a fact check. It's one of the first things that he will do. Look, it's very, very.
When did the president say that?
Please, these are campaign matters that were being said.
Okay, because I haven't heard that. That's why I'm asking you.
Yeah, you check. I'm sure you find some of these things. You see, they're all over the social media. But you see, the truth of the matter is that they have passed a lot of bills and a certificate of urgency. What stops them from bringing this?
Okay, let me put that to Alaji so I can give the opportunity to the others.
What stops them from bringing on a certificate of urgency?
I am saying
they have passed bills within 1 day. Within 1 day, 24 hours, they have passed bills. Many bills since this parliament came into being. Why are they not bringing?
Okay, let's hear him on that.
Honorable Tampuli, Council, you are very much aware that this bill was passed by the then parliament. It was part and parcel of those who passed it. He didn't object to it.
The bill
he was part of it.
with the 8th parliament. The bill died with the 8th
Why should it die? You people kill it. So you kill it and now you want somebody to come and...
So let me get...
That's what you are doing. You kill the bill. What is this thing? And now you want us to resurrect that your dead this thing. We'll come in our own terms.
All right. Gentlemen, we have the OSP to talk about. So I want us to close the chapter on this.
You have overwhelming majority. You have over 2/3 majority. What stops you? Are you continuing to blame Akufo-Addo? Are you going to continue to blame MPP 10 months down the lane? Really? Don't you think Ghanaians are white enough?
Council, I'm saying that we will not resurrect your dead bill. We are coming in our own terms. So we will resurrect that your dead bill. That's why we are telling you, kill your bill using the court to kill it, just for political expediency. Now you wanted to resurrect that your dead bill. No, we'll come in our own terms.
Okay, Janet, let me hear you.
You know,
you are coming you are coming in the 3rd year or the 4th year or when?
Okay, Janet.
When we talk about the LGBTQ bill, we were in full support about the anti-LGBTQ bill that was placed in Parliament. When we heard that Parliament passed that bill, we were overjoyed, not only as the entire country, because Ghana, we have 97% of our population being religious. Either the person is a traditional believer, a Muslim, a Christian, or any of the smaller denominations. According to the 2021 Population and Housing Census, we have 97% of our population being religious. So there is no doubt that a country which is religious in nature will be against an anti-LGBTQ bill. So when it was passed, Ghanaians were happy. But when the MPP started playing tricks with the bill, Ghanaians got angry. You see that those votes that they got, I mean the MPP losing abysmally, it had to do with the LGBTQ. Because you are daring God. You are daring God when you think that you can play politics with something of this nature.
You feel there was too much politics with the bill?
Oh no, they think they were joking, but you know, you don't joke with God, because he's the one who brought the proper sexually right bill into place when he gave when he created Adam and Eve. So when you come as a political party and because of foreign aid, you are looking for aid, you will do that. He will kick you out of the power he has given you. Look, the NDC should tread carefully. Because when you are about to fall, much will be given to you and you become too arrogant. And once you are not watching, you will fall down into an abyss. And that is what is going to happen to them if they don't rise up, especially when it comes to the LGBTQ bill. Ghanaians, we are not joking. Look, I was already telling...
The issue even about the bill itself, you know, it's a controversial question, but, you know, do you think it's still a front burner matter for many Ghanaians now? Are they no more concerned about other things than...
They are more concerned about the LGBTQ bill than anything. Ghanaians said they don't want foreign aid. They prefer to die of hunger than to have a LGBTQ law in our country favoring them than to get aid from foreign countries. So when it comes to LGBTQ bill, Ghanaians are not interested. We are not interested in foreign aid. We are not interested in anything. We are not saying that people who are... we have people who are born like that. And I think we should pray for them and also be able to orient them into a proper way of living. But we have people who have also used it as a lifestyle, and now they are even inviting more people to come into it. And these are things that we should not even accept as a country. Look, national health insurance cannot be able to even provide health for persons who are facing these difficulties. So the NDC Ghanaians have given you power. We don't want to hear MPP name when you are talking about LGBTQ. They were kicked out not only by Ghanaians, but MGO too, for refusing to sign the LGBTQ bill. But now that you are in, and they have given you overwhelming majority, you try to play tricks on Ghanaians. Whatever happened in Parliament was tricks. And if you play tricks on Ghanaians, you are playing tricks on God, right. Not this and the people of Ghana.
Lawyer Wayo, the aspects of the law, Alaji was just referring you to some parts. The law was passed, in his view. The president then, Nana Konadu Agyeman Rawlings, should have just signed it.
Yes, so that is where the problem began. And it tells you the political nature of these type of public interest matters. The fact that Parliament did its work and the executive was supposed to assent and then give that bill to the nation as a law to govern our activities in respect of LGBT. And the president, who has been voted for and is supposed to exercise his duty in these manners, blatantly under political disguise refuses to sign it. That's a problem. And we can now attribute it to Richard Sky's legal action, more or less stampeding the president, because it was incumbent upon the president under 7 days to send it in.
I'm told that we have to take a break, so we'll take a short break. When we get back, I'll give you the take, and then that of Nana Konadu, and then we can talk about the Office of the Special Prosecutor. You're watching Prime Insight. We'll be right back.
Almost here.
Wait a minute. This one too, your friend Kwame.
Wait, Kwame. As in the same Kwame again?
Yes, Mommy.
I'm the second coming. Into all this tension just to reintroduce that broke boy from Kaswa.
Why would you deceive the family like this again?
Now I understand the whole delay. Troll from Kaswa dear. Why wouldn't he be late? Or being late, of course.
You go be the luckiest. Go be from Georgia, be luckiest. From not the block, she be luckiest. Yeah, you go be luckiest. No matter why you're luckiest. Everybody go be that luckiest.
That's Kwame!
Send your God down for boom. If you're poor, what's that to you? So would the coming of the Son of Man be.
Hey!
Is that his car?
Everywhere.
Dial *712#. Choose your ticket. Enter your lucky number. Follow the prompts and let destiny handle the rest.
This promotion is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas platform.
Be patient. Understand that not everyone moves at the same pace or has the same capabilities as you. Approach situations with patience and understanding. For example, be patient with an elderly person who may move more slowly.
Good Conduct, Great Life is brought to you by
Indomie. Tastes great.
Kivo 4-in-1 Gary Mix. It gets everything inside. Champion taste.
Malheureux pour toi, mon femme, le sac, na so mari, le bateau. Mon trou signalé. Mon trou signalé. Mon trou signalé, mais pas bateau dans la partie rentrée.
Kwame and his uncle are almost here.
Wait a minute. This one too, your friend Kwame.
Wait, Kwame. As in the same Kwame again?
Yes, mommy.
I'm the second coming. Into all this tension just to reintroduce that broke boy from Kaswa.
Why would you deceive the family like this again?
Now I understand the whole delay. Troll from Kaswa. Why wouldn't he be late? Obeying late, of course.
Go be the luckiest, go be from Georgia be luckiest, from not the block she be luckiest. Yeah, you go be luckiest. No matter why you're lucky, everybody go be the luckiest.
That's Kwame!
Say ya God apple boom. If you put it toye, so would the coming of the son of man be.
Hey!
Is that his car?
Everywhere.
Dial star 712 hash. Choose your ticket. Enter your lucky number. Follow the prompts and let destiny handle the rest.
This promotion is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas platform.
October welcomes you to the EcoBank Only News Habitat Fair 2025 at the Accra International Conference Center from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. each day. It's time to turn your home ownership dreams into a lived reality. Whether you're breaking ground, building up, or simply finishing your space, EcoBank Only News Habitat Fair is designed with you in mind. The EcoBank Joy News Habitat Fair is powered by EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank, and brought to you by Drive EVGH, Drive into a Sustainable Future, and supported by Virtual Security Africa, security for all, safety and home solutions. You think of a door? We have it. Superlock Technologies Limited. You deserve the best. DPS Pipes, connecting you to life. Elegant Homes and General Construction Limited, where quality meets value. Gold Key Properties, transforming the landscape. Ayuda, Ghana's #1 services app. Bako, services Bebre. Special Gardens, memorable living. DBS Industries Limited. We truly are your roof experts. Door masters, the best indoors. Lesh Fortune Limited, unleashing luxury with perfection, one space at a time. LandlordAfrica.com, bringing the real estate industry to your doorstep. The Builders Market. Bathroom, get it right. Right House Energy Limited. Let's build smarter energy together. Masters in solar installation. Syntex Tank. Air strong, air tough. Automation Ghana. West Africa's choice for smart solution. Interplast. We make sure water reaches you. Even space. U-Bent Security. Doors, protecting lives and properties. Clifton Homes. Beautiful homes, wise investment. Western Villas, where dreams meet reality. MTN, everywhere you go. EcoBank Joy News Habitat Fair 2025. Dream it, own it, live it.
Finally here, the wait is over. The most epic celebration of entrepreneurship and innovation in Ghana. The EcoBank Joy Business SME Fair 2025 is here. From Friday 31st October to Sunday 2nd November, all roads lead to the Good Park, Accra Mall, the heartbeat of innovation, networking, and unstoppable business growth. Come and explore amazing local businesses, grab unbeatable deals, and stand the chance to win heavy giveaways every single day. And we're not stopping there. We're turning the fair into a full-blown experience with music, excitement, and endless vibes. Get your groove on with Tulenke performing live.
Boys, we no like cheap gas. But low key, we dey stock them a pay.
Feel the rhythm and energy with the sensational catcher.
Party there today.
Lift up your spirit with Perez music in an unforgettable live ministration. Plus, enjoy our live band, DJs on rotation, spin and win zones, refreshing side attractions, and a kids arena just for the little ones. Mark the date, bring your squad, come and shop, connect, and celebrate with the biggest SME community in Ghana. Because this year, it's not just a fair, it's a movement of business, creativity, and joy.
then. Thanks for staying with us here on Joy Prime. This is Prime Insights. We're just leaving off on the anti-LGBT bill. I want us to wrap that up. So we talk about the Office of the Special Prosecutor. Should we dissolve that office, or should we keep it running? Because lots of questions coming up, and then coming to my studio audience as well to get their thoughts on that. But Counsel, you're just making a point earlier about the bill.
Yes, so I think the constitutional imperatives are very clear. If you look at Article 106.8, it's clear. Yeah. This lacuna as to the bill is dead with the old Parliament, that is the 8th Parliament. I've been glancing through and I don't get to see it. Yeah. I don't see, unless maybe it's in the standing orders of Parliament, but in our Constitution, I don't see anything under Article 106 that talked about a certain bill being dead. Mm-hmm. What it is that if the President has a reservation, you have to send it back to Parliament stating a memorandum or a bit of it that this particular bill, I have a problem with this. Right, okay. Or the President can send it to the Council of State, right, where the Council of State will take 90 days, 3 months to look at it. In both cases, it will now come back to Parliament. Use it the more. I just said my brother Tampolo used it the more. Political. That's not like political class. Please, you are politicians, you are citizens. The moment we start to click classes, that's when you get to see that people think that I get into politics and there's no class here. For example, what we are doing here today, the NPP did not do what is needful. Now, the President that has come in must just look at the laws, send it back to Parliament, stating the areas you disapprove, or take it to the Council of State for them to. But you just said from Alajitan Computer telling you that, look, we want to do it on our own. No, there's no constitutional imperative to support the argument. You see that they are trying to change the narrative that is gone with the old Parliament. I'm saying that if you look at Article 106, there's no on how a bill becomes a law. I don't see it. Or maybe it's in the center of the Parliament. But if you look at Article 106, what I see is that once it's been passed, yes. If the President has a reservation, send it back to Parliament. Add a memorandum, say, I have a problem with A, B, C. Or if the President doesn't want to have a problem, he wants to wash his hands, take it entirely to the Council of State. Let the Council of State have 90 days, so 3 months, to deal with it. And come and say, we don't want LGBT, or we want it. But this narrative that is dead, so we are bringing something fresh. It's also a problem with the current administration. It tells you that none of them want to deal with this matter. And like my brother said, in opposition, politicians will make some statement. The President made some statement. Look at our brother Sam George. He was all over the place. He was a young man all over the place. And he's on record saying that if the President does not pass it, he will be on the neck of the President. Now you are in government. Why are you not on the neck of the President? So this type of politicking that will give citizens only to win political power, the Gen Zs and the young ones should begin to see that the NDC and NPP are all putting up this strategy. They are not giving the citizens the governance that we need. You say something in opposition, you come and then you go to sleep. You understand? All right. So I don't see where this bill has died with the 8th Parliament. What I see is that President can refer it to another group of people. If the President wants to wash his hands, go and give it to the Council of State. Then leave it with them. Whatever they bring, then you follow with it. Right. Or if you yourself have a problem with some provision, send it. But this issue of is dead. It's not right. You don't feel it's dead. And that is why we need to change the NDC and the NPP. If the CPP is in government, the moment this government was formed, and my brother Tanko says 9 months. 9 months, you've been able to put up a good board. You've been able to put up a good board to do something. Why 9 months you can't just sign a bill into law to govern the people's activities? Council, unfortunately, there's no bill. That thing was dead. But they are standing orders. No, I'm saying that if you look at Article 106, there's not like it's dead. It's being regulated. That one there. You understand? Unless another law points me to it. Because like I said, but 106, as I read it, it doesn't talk about a bill being dead. So where we are currently now, I think the Attorney General, it's my humble plea to the Attorney General. That is what laws are for. Right. He should now take it up and take it to the Supreme Court for us to get a determination. Because these are the things that happen in a society. We need to have a proper legal guidance. It's never happened. So now that it's happened, in law we call locus classicus. Take it to the Supreme Court. Let the Supreme Court determine that when a bill gets to this stage and a president leaves and another one comes, let us get the legal understanding of it. Nana, let me hear you. But apologies. I understand, hasn't Tampoli, you had wanted to come through with a bill being dead?
The point that my learned friend Wayo is raising is relative to Article 106. Yes. It talks about mode of exercising legislative power. You have the Constitution. So that's the procedure for exercising legislation, how to make laws that will make a law valid. It doesn't talk about the point that we are making. Yeah, but if a bill has been passed by Parliament, it should be to Article It should. In fact, Article 106.1 says that, and if you permit me, it says that the power of Parliament to make laws shall be exercised by bills passed by Parliament and assented to by the President.
But Council, look at 106.8. 106.8. Let him look at 106.8.
Oh, please, take it easy.
Good.
So the process of lawmaking starts with Parliament and then ends with the assent of the President. So without the assent of the President, there's no law. And if the President fails to assent to a bill, he will refer it and give.
Yeah, but he's saying that which part of the law says that if the 8th Parliament, just a minute, Council, which part of the law says if an 8th Parliament passes a bill?
That's where I'm coming to.
Yeah.
That's where I'm coming to.
Okay. Yeah.
So if you go to Article 113. Okay, so that is the provision that has been interpreted to mean that whatever happens in one Parliament ends with that Parliament.
Okay.
Subject to clause 2 of this article, Parliament shall continue for 4 years from the date of its first sitting and shall then stand dissolved. So whatever happens in one Parliament cannot bind the next Parliament.
No, but you see, in this point, it has left Parliament, it has gone to the President. It has gone to the President. No, so it's not with Parliament anymore.
Yes,
it's
but
left
the
Parliament, it's gone to the Executive.
No, Executive
please. So
Executive never received it.
This is law. The Executive didn't receive it.
No, they didn't receive it. Executive never received it.
But the transmission was in.
It never got to the President.
It never got to the President.
It never got to the President, so it was hanging. That's what I'm saying, it was injuncted, the process was injuncted.
So the proper interpretation, here
was even not supposed to even transmit it to the President.
So should we test that?
So it never got to the President.
So that's why because we're educating the citizen. We're educating the citizens.
So should we test that?
That is why I'm saying that it left. Parliament finished its work. Let's be clear with the procedure. Parliament finished its work.
Right.
It was supposed to go. So whether it was hanging, whether it was juggling, it has left Parliament. You have no business with it anymore. It hanging midway has nothing to do with Parliament. It doesn't fall within 113 as you are saying. 113 is your dissolution.
So once the transmission is done for you.
You understand? It has left them. I'm saying that 108, 106.8.
It has not been transmitted. That's what I'm saying. The point I'm making is.
So let Attorney General take it to the Supreme Court and let's get a guidance.
Let me hear you. Yeah. Okay.
When you make a call and the person doesn't pick up.
Why? Right.
There's no call.
But you placed a call.
You the caller. See, the person who transmitted is the clerk of Parliament. He has a document. He's going to give it to someone.
And
if the person doesn't receive it, who is still with? It's still with the clerk.
The Parliament still have any work to do on it?
No, but
it doesn't mean Parliament still had work to do on it. The document is finished.
Hold on. Who is in custody of that document? It's parliamentary clerk.
No, but the document is finished. It's not because you are holding it.
Doesn't the work being finished or not? Who is in custody?
No, it's very important.
There are three arms of government. Yeah. One arm of government works on the document,
sends it to the President,
to the other arm. The other arm have not received it, so you can't say that it's never.
But the work is finished.
Oh my brother, that's not the point.
It's a point. It's a critical point.
The document is with Parliament. Parliament could not transmit it to the President. But look, let's not be devil this point.
So is Parliament going to do anything else on the document that is with them? You're not going to do anything with it.
Is that a glass half full, a glass half full, a glass half empty.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean anything. What do we want? We want an LGBTQ plus law. Right?
Your president should have signed it.
My brother, it did not happen.
Your president should have signed it.
Can I speak?
You can't come to
it didn't happen.
When he didn't sign it.
Ghanaians, like my sister Janet said, Ghanaians looked at it with the God.
You say you want it, and you didn't sign it.
I don't have time.
Okay, let's do that.
You should have signed it.
Nana,
don't come today and
the Ghanaians are the ultimate power holders. They went to the polls and said, look, let's take my sister Janet's narration. Ghanaians were not happy. They changed the president. They changed the government. There's a new president. That president on the campaign trail promised that he would give action to the bill. He owned his own people. Now cabinet ministers were the one pushing it. Where's the problem?
I see.
The problem is that, look, and if Ghana wants to do this is the best time to do it. My brother said about implications. President Trump is now president of America. Trump doesn't entertain these things. So there are no repercussions.
Trump may leave soon.
No, but that's not the point. The point is now, Trump is there for 4 years. When you want it to done now, if you're looking at external problems with the U.S., Trump doesn't have a problem with you doing that. So America issue is out of the picture. It's up to you to do it yourself, America. But my sister said something. He says that we need the bill to reflect the Ghanaians. Yeah. But what he should understand is that Ghanaians are born into a society with laws and its culture and customaries, right? So you come into this world, you are born into Ghana, and Ghana has customaries and its laws. So that molds you. You don't come, and that is where you can see the Gen Z. But society. You can see the progressiveness. Yeah. That is where some of us are worried. Right? The conservative class are worried because the progressive thinking of the younger ones is what now says that, oh, let's look at some of these cultures and customary things. But society is dynamic. No. That's where we have LGBT today. And now that numbers keep growing. LGBTQ plus Z and all those, because everybody gets up and think that. Of the MPP. Oh, my brother. For you, everything is MPP. MPP is the one that added the Q to it. Added the class. Okay, fine, no problem. But the problem is where we are. You see, we've always said that in terms of development, the Western world is years ahead of us, right? In terms of ideology, they're also years ahead of us. All the things that are happening there now is for us to look into the glass mirror and say that, look, this can happen to us. Yeah. Where in some time ago, when somebody comes out of the public bathroom and said that I saw these two guys in the bathroom, they will lynch you. Today is no more. In the UK, in about 100 years ago, there were strict laws against homosexuality. Now it's not. So that progressive thinking is what has gotten them where they are today. Right. But what we should remember is that there is no human rights issues when it comes to LGBT, because the court of the European courts have ruled that it is not a human rights issue, right? If somebody says that I am against, and we have a law, very fundamentally, the canal law, right, which basically solves most of these problems. Some say it's biased. Well, I don't want to go there. For me, I just think that if it's not broken, don't fix it. Right. We tend to be having this progressive thinking, and that is where my fear is, where we are trying to think that because something is happening in the Western world, we should also, why can't we also explore and look at it? And that's where the progressive nature of the society is going. Okay. But for me, let me land on this small point. The NDC is much ado about nothing. Ghanaians have seen them. We all knew that, or we knew and we now know that what Sam George and his group were doing was political mischief. They didn't have the will to do it. And if Honorable Speaker Abembabe felt so strongly the way he felt strongly about it then, why are being missing from other paper? And what was the ruling when this thing happened? Now the minority is being frustrated. My last point, my brother talks about supermajority. Ghanaians, what have they done for you with that supermajority? A lot. Nothing. Zero. The only thing they've done is to take one Ghana CD from you and add it to your fuel. That's the only thing they've done with that supermajority. What else? You're paying less for fuel now. You are paying more for fuel. You are paying one CD is the most biggest increase in fuel ever. They did that with the supermajority. Okay. Because of time, this is what I want us to do. Let's wrap up with the Office of the Special Prosecutor situation. The Deputy AG pointing out that they need further clarifications from the Office of the Special Prosecutor to be able to extradite the former Finance Minister, Ken Ofori-Atta. That has become a huge banter online, with many expressing surprise as to, in fact, whether or not the OSP office should be maintained or otherwise. Let me start from you, Honorable Hassan Tampoli. Your quick take on, what should happen, because now the Deputy AG says, well, they need dockets from the OSP.
This matter is one that came up when the Committee on Constitutional and Legal Affairs of Parliament paid a courtesy call on the Special Prosecutor. And I recall that based on some, indication that I've gotten from some other agencies, got the impression that there was some amount of tension, a lack of coordination among those agencies, the CID, the NIB, the UCO, the FIC, and the OSP. So I remember I raised that issue and then asked the OSP about the level of cooperation between and among the agencies. And he, in his response, said that there was excellent collaboration and coordination between his office and the other agencies. Now, a few months down the lane, the Deputy Attorney General, don't forget, the OSP was my lecturer, and then the Deputy Attorney General was my mate. So the Deputy Attorney General's teacher was the OSP. So now I'm seeing that. So I'm seeing that my classmate is raising concerns about
his teacher,
our lecturers. Level of cooperation with the Office of the Attorney General. I think these are things that will definitely happen. If you look at the mutual legal, what's the name, the official title, but it's a law that provides for mutual assistance among sovereign nations in terms of matters of this nature, so that they collaborate. The competent authority, as far as this mutual assistance law is concerned, is the Office of the Attorney General. OSP is not known as far as this matters is concerned. So OSP, even though he is seized with the mandate to act on such matters, does not have the power to bind the states on this matter. And that's where some people have raised some concern. But we as a party, the New Patriotic Party, has made some proposals to the Constitution Review Committee for consideration, and I believe in the fullness of time all of these issues.
So you want the Office of the Special Prosecutor scrapped? Is that what you want?
So we have made some proposals to the Constitution Review Committee, and I believe, like I said, in the fullness of time.
You want it scrapped? Is that what you're asking for?
No, I'm not competent to speak to those issues, but I am privy to some information.
To some, position have been tabled.
Those issues should be put out in the public domain. But I think that there is need for us to recalibrate the scope and effects of Article 88, especially Article 88.1. Article 88.1, which talks about the fact that there will be appointed the Office of the Attorney General, who shall be a Minister of State. We have, a new thinking as far as that issue is concerned. And then we have some other consideration that will make Attorney General fully fledged and in a manner that would not make it look like it's an arm of the executive that the president can play around with. So we have some ideas. But I think that by and large, there is need for some amount of backdoor discussion. I'm not too sure it is a healthy thing for the way that the issues are being put out in the public domain. There could be a phone call away, or a text message away, or a meeting between the two offices, so that they can deal with some of these matters. When some of these things come out into the public domain, it creates a certain confusion in the minds of the general public. And these are not good signals that we have to send to the Ghanaian people and to the investment community.
We're hard pressed for time. Let me do this. There's an update from the Office of the Special Prosecutor. It says a court update. I guess it's on the Ken Oforiatta case versus the Office of the Special Prosecutor. You have that on the screens now, pointing out to the fact that the Human Rights Division of the High Court had 2 motions in that case. And the longest short of it is that the court directed both parties to file and submit their written submissions by midnight, 24th of October 2025. The matter has been adjourned to 25th of November for the ruling of the 2 applications. A suit filed by the former finance minister and a suspect in a number of investigations by the OSP so it's about the declaration of these individuals as wanted. Of course, we know that the court is now proceeding, and that's the update we have on that. Because of time, I think we should just have a bite each on this, probably less than a minute each for all of you. Lawyer, let me get your thoughts. Should we dissolve the office? What do you think?
I think that we shouldn't dissolve the office, but the mode of appointment, I think we shouldn't get the president or to appoint the OSP. We should do it institutionally. We should get all institutions that matter. I mean, the Electoral Commission can always cause a one-day election for Ghana's OSP. That day, there will be institutional representation to vote. Police, prisons, lawyers, doctors, nurses, teachers. I mean, that will determine who must protect us when it comes to the fight against corruption. But currently, my view is that OSP is lazying around. That office is lazying around. You have been brought in to make sure that you speed up the issue of corruption, get the country to move forward in respect of retrieving funds. They are just lazying around.
Janet?
It's true. I support Wayu Intutu. I think that the OSP has become a political. He's even more than an NDC member. Immediately the NDC came into place, he tried to please them by doing so many things that ended up not auguring well for the country. If the Attorney General can go and place Nolly Prosecuy on their own people that cost this country about 8.9 billion Ghana cedis and say that you should go because you are my party members, I'm not doing anything. And it's running after people who have caused financial loss to the tune of 49 million, 27 million, and speaking and shivering. This is not how to fight crime. Selective crime fighting is not what we need in this country.
Okay.
So
thank you. Nana.
My brother, quickly. Look, 30 seconds is not good enough. So quickly, look, I think that the OSP think that it's arbitrary powers. It's not. Common sense dictates to everybody that you cannot go to other country for extradition without a proper case against that person in the court of competent jurisdiction. When you go to other jurisdictions, the law is different, right? The law there, you need to prove why that person should be extradited, especially when that person is receiving medical attention. So we all knew that when he made that thing about, it was just a grandstanding, right? It was just grandstanding. He should have taken the Zoom when it was offered to him. Now he's got nothing.
Anyway, Alaji, briefly, because we need to go. We need to go.
Because we don't have time, I'll just take a small bite. And I wanted to ask one simple question. I know where my sister is coming from Northeast. I know which the community. Is it Wale or Nalergu? I have a lot of requests coming from your community on rural telephone and network challenge. Is that not true? I told you, I've told you. A lot of community don't have network. They're challenged with that. So government needs money to extend rural telephone. Somebody has decided to use $58 million to dig a hole for God, and you are here defending that matter. So your community, $58 million. Give me $1 million.
He's saying that you left the bigger pot.
Let me tell you. I know you left the bigger pot. Why did you put that? I'm giving you the thing.
You left the billion. You left the billion. $58 million
to dig a hole. A big hole. Listen to that. And you are saying
that's all time, Lala. Unfortunately, it's not a good note for us to end the conversation. But we've run out of time. Yeah, I know. You always say that on the show. That's all we have for you here on Prime Inside. Enjoy. I'm Blessed Sogah. I'll see you again. Bye-bye.